What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of The Final Whistle, episode 72. Nate, we've done 72 episodes. I was looking,
Crazy.
I was like, this is crazy. 72 episodes. Almost at 100.
Hey, that doesn't count first down either.
No, it does not. Yeah, we've probably done. Yeah, we've done quite a few. And then it says my computer's gonna reset in 2 minutes. Let's hope that's not. Let's just hope that was a lie.
Oh no,
my computer's been bugging all day. So let's hope in 2 minutes mine does not. And if it does, then Nate, I don't know, but
I'll be live.
That doesn't happen. Yeah, but
I won't be able to change the overlays, but I'll be live.
Yeah, that's scary. Crazy week 2, I guess. Well, crazy week 3. Sorry, NFL. What did we see last week? I mean, this week, that was one of the craziest slates like ever. Week 3. Blocked field goals were the I guess the swan song. We'll recap every game but the Steelers. If you want that, go to the Final Whistle First Down.
We'll
first game I want to get into, Nate,
briefly.
Packers Browns.
Let's do it.
What was this Packers Browns game?
This was a boring game. This was of course on during the Steeler game, and I'm like, the Packers lost. The Browns beat the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers look like the best team in football the first 2 weeks. Then they go to Cleveland and lose to the Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco. Jordan Love, 45 QBR. Flacco at a 40.6. Also Jordan Love. Here's the funny thing about this game. Of course, I start Tucker Kraft this week because he was on my fantasy bench last week, and then he puts up 3 for 29. The Packers just couldn't get anything going. Their rushing game, Josh Jacobs led the way, 16 for 30. His longest rush was 7. The run defense of the Cleveland Browns was able to stop this Green Bay Packers little machine they have going with Josh Jacobs. So, yeah, Nicholas asking in the chat, who do you think is better, Jordan Love or Baker? I really like Baker Mayfield. Personally, that's who I would rather have. But also Baker Mayfield, I think, has the better weapons out of the two guys. Hopefully Danny isn't froze there. Oh, no. Did his computer restart? Well, we'll find out in a little bit if Danny's computer restarted. But, yeah, I think I'm taking personally Baker Mayfield there. But overall, this Packers-Browns game, very bleh. 13-10 final. Browns win their first home game. Awesome for them. Danny's sending me a text right now. It does not seem like it's going well for him over there. So, I'm going to give him a little laugh react there. So, whenever I look at this Cleveland Browns Green Bay Packers game, I don't really know what really to make of it other than the fact that, and you know what's funny about this, I can't change this because I'm not logged in. So I have 2 screens for this. So I'm gonna try to back up a little bit, try to get into a box. So whenever I look at this game, if you're a Packers fan, I am not. If I'm a Browns fan, let me just say this. I would be not excited. I guess you did beat the Green Bay Packers, one of the best teams in football. But, I mean, at the same time, you're the Cleveland Browns. Oh, he's back.
I'm not even back. I can't hear you. This is the worst
Nicholas
ever. So
Nicholas says if I bet Danny's
right
screen to freeze every stream,
I'm I'd try and talk. So keep talking until I can hear you. And you're frozen.
Oh, okay. Well, Nicholas says in the chat, if I bet Danny's screen to freeze every stream, I'd be rich. Nicholas is making bank over there with how much times your PC's croaking. As Danny can still not hear me, which is funny. Hello, Danny. Hello. Hola.
I can't hear a thing. This is the worst thing ever, Nate. Just keep yapping.
Danny says this is the worst thing ever. This is literally this game. Browns Packers. Like, I'm happy. Nicholas says in the chat, Browns defense really good though, to be fair, but bad loss of Packers. Yeah, I completely agree. This is a game the Packers should not have lost. The way the Green Bay Packers played the Packers beat the Lions 27-13. They beat the Commanders 27-18. And then they go to Cleveland and just get embarrassed. They just did not play a good football game. And that is something that the Packers cannot do, especially with the standards that you could say the Packers have this season. And the Packers, after they went out and got Micah Parsons, they should be probably the contenders for the NFC North. But the Lions, of course, are starting to become the Detroit Lions again. We'll get to if Danny's headset or whatever starts working. Hopefully we get to talk Lions at the end of this. But Lions Ravens, man, the Lions, they look like they're legit, and week 1 was kind of just a fluke to get that offense going without Johnson. But yeah, Packers, I'd be a little bit nervous that the first 2 games is a little bit too early, too good, too soon. But if you're the Browns, it's like, oh, this is a good win. Get the first win off your chest. Up next for the Cleveland Browns, looking at what they have the Lions, Vikings, and Steelers next 3, so that's going to be a tough stretch. Nicholas, you say, here's a question. Do the Packers kill the Cowboys with Parsons, or do the Cowboys get revenge and hang in there and beat them? Ooh, that is a very good question. The Green Bay Packers doubt. See, I'm going to say this. I know Danny predicted the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. I feel like he was just being stupid with that pick, and I know he can't hear me, so I'll say that. The Cowboys have played very weird football, in my opinion. I'm not high on the Cowboys at all, but like at the same time, they could easily finesse their way into a wild card spot. They did not play good, and we're hopefully going to get to talk about the Bears, depending on Danny's internet, computer, or whatever. But the Bears look really good last week. The Cowboys did not. They let Caleb Williams, who hopefully I didn't get to look at the thumbnail, but should be thumbnail. They let him have the greatest game of his career in the NFL so far. I know Danny's not a big Caleb Williams guy, but
Nate, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, just not through my headset. So we're gonna do it this way. So
hey, I don't use a headset either. So.
Okay, let's. All right, we should be good.
No so I don't know if you have anything else to add. I'm answering Nicholas' question really quick. He asked, do the Packers kill the Cowboys with Parsons, or do the Cowboys get revenge? Personally, I'm going to predict this, and we'll do our prediction show probably on Friday or whenever.
Sure.
I'm thinking like the way I was just saying, you probably didn't hear anything about what I was saying there, but I said the Cowboys are a very weird team. I know they're your big Super Bowl prediction. I'm not high on them as much as you.
Sorry.
Yeah, CD Lamb's now out now, but I'm not as high on the Cowboys already. They're a borderline wild card team, but I could totally see the Cowboys somehow getting this game, especially after how the Packers looked. But I guess we can cover that more on Friday, or whenever our preview show is for the week. But yeah, Danny, you have any final thoughts? I know Nicholas said in the chat, I don't know if you saw, if I've had Danny screen to freeze every stream, I'd be rich.
Yeah. I mean, it's free. It must be this monitor, this PC I got. I thought when I bought it, I thought it was like the greatest monitor of all time. Worst thing I've ever bought in my life. Thing sucks. I have 2 amazing monitors, an amazing microphone. I mean, the headset's about ready to fall off, but that makes the best ones. Duct tape. I got a great camera, great light setup, but the PC just sucks. And so I think I need to get a new PC. I'm tapped in on the Ethernet, Nate. I don't know what's going on here.
I turned off the Survivor premiere for this.
Oh, wow. Big Survivor guy. How about, you want to hear something crazy?
I'm a big Brother guy, but Survivor's starting up.
Do you watch Survivor?
Yeah, a little bit.
Syracuse has a Survivor game where like they cast people to do Survivor, and I got casted and then I couldn't do it. So I'm upset because I wanted to run around and do challenges and lie to people and backstab people.
Nicholas asked Syracuse Wi-Fi money line or Saints this week.
Saints. No, it's not the Syracuse Wi-Fi. It's the PC. The PC is garbage, and I really hate it. But there's just always these little pop-ups. It makes me
I have that all the time as well.
Let me talk about this Browns game for just a second. First of all, did you see there's rumors that the Packers threw this game?
No, I did not see that, and I don't believe that.
They're under investigation for some sort of gambling thing that apparently there was $2 billion put on this game and an influx on the Browns to win. So really weird stuff there, but there's just no way. If a team, I'll tell you something like this, the people that I can't stand are the people that say that, oh, this game's rigged. If a game was ever genuinely rigged, first of all, you'd find out within an hour after the game. People wouldn't be able to bite their tongue enough, and it would get out, and it would be the biggest scandal of all time. People think games are rigged, stuff is rigged. It's not. Okay, so it's one of my biggest pet peeves in sports now are people that say, oh, this is rigged, not rigged. There's not one person that would make it to the NFL, grind their tail off since they're a child, get to college, and then get to the NFL, and then they go, yeah, so now that you're in the NFL, we actually rig these games, by the way. Nicholas is a person who has said that before, so Nicholas is wrong.
We've probably all said that once in our life.
Yeah, I mean, you say it, but you don't actually believe it. If you actually believe it, I think you're a psychopath. Jordan Love played bad. I mean, he only threw 6 or 7 incomplete passes all day. But the Browns defense looked tremendous. Now, I think that's the best defense in the NFL, right? I think that's what the Browns are being kind of perceived as. They have the best defense in the NFL. How do the Packers, were the second best defense in the NFL, how do you let up 13 points in the first quarter of the Cleveland Browns? Disgusting effort from the Packers. So I don't know. The Browns, I still think, are probably the worst team in the NFL. They are still, to me, no, the Saints are way farther.
Oh, the Saints are horrible. We'll cover them in a little bit.
Literally disgusting. But the Browns are one of the worst teams in the NFL. But the Packers, we were talking about the Packers, the Super Bowl candidates. They were my Super Bowl favorite coming into this week, and they looked terrible. But
yeah,
I mean, that was a bad look for the Packers. They got to figure some stuff out. They will figure it out as well. They got Dallas, and as we were talking about, I mean, I know we'll have our pick show, but oh man, like this is good. That's going to be a good game, Nate. It's gonna be a fun game. Mike is going to get his lick back. I think the Packers are going to, oh my God,
they'll bounce back.
My seat keeps going down. I think the Packers are like a lock for that game. By the way, a lock.
Yeah, they're going to bounce back.
Mike is going to get cleared, and they're going to whoop them.
Yeah. Next, do you want to move on? Let's move on to Thursday Night Football. We didn't talk about Dolphins.
Dolphins. Good game. This was a good game as well. Dolphins are terrible. Tua sucks. Nate, bad. Tua bad. Tua is really bad. But they covered. 11.5 was the spread. They covered the spread. Shockingly, they were in this game all the way until Tua threw that pick, like all the way. The game should have been a 7-score game. The Bills kicked a field goal with, whatever left, but they didn't. I thought they should have gone for it on 4th down there, but like Nate, Tua stinks, man. He stinks. He doesn't make passes down the field. He doesn't. I mean, the amount of times that he threw to Devon Achane, 7 catches for Achane. I don't think any of those were in front of the line of scrimmage. He is the biggest screen pass merchant in the NFL. He probably had not even 80 yards down the field. The rest was just like dump passes, like over 20 yards. It's a bad look for Tua. He sucks, Nate. That interception too was one of the worst things I've ever seen at the end of the game. Who was he throwing the football to? Who?
Yeah. We talked about it briefly on our final whistle first down. We'll cover Steelers Patriots like briefly in a little bit, but that Aaron Rodgers pick was bad this week, but the 2-0, like you just said, the 2-1 was really also really bad. Nicholas puts in the chat, James Cook looks elite. He really did deserve all that money, I guess. Yeah, James Cook, 19 of 1 for 108, 26 yards and a touchdown.
Beast.
Average 5.7. Great running back the Bills have there. Let me ask you this. We had this like little running joke. We'll cover it, of course, when we get to the Giants. We already know Jackson Dart, the under for weeks until he's a starter hit. I think we set it at 9 for him to be the starter. What's the over-under for the Dolphins to fire their head coach? What are we thinking?
I don't think he gets fired this year. I don't. I think that firing a head coach in the middle of the season is for only drastic circumstances.
Is this not drastic?
Nate, you want to know why? I think it's Tua. I think Tua is the bigger problem than McDaniels. Now, McDaniels, I was very high on him. I do think he's a clown, but like Nate, I think that it's way more a Tua problem. Way bigger of a Tua problem.
I'm mixed on that because you have all this Tyreek Hill drama in the locker room in the last couple of years, and they haven't got that figured out. And the defense is still kind of bled too. Like he hasn't really done much to add, like figure things out or make different schemes or hire, like look at the right coordinators. Let me set it. You don't think he gets fired? I think.
I don't think
it's funny. He's one of the funniest coaches like in the league. Like he's just like the nerdy type, but I don't think he's built to last in the NFL. He's the most. I think he fits in college football a lot more. He's more so of a lower end Division I college football coach. Like I'm talking something like Memphis or I'm trying to think, Ball State University, something like that.
Mike McDaniels. If Mike McDaniels goes from the NFL to Ball State University, Nate. I'll give you everything I own. That would be the most insane, like,
Prediction.
demotion. Nate, if I was in the NFL and then they're like, yeah, you're going to go coach Ball State, I'll say, yeah, I'll see you in Fiji, buddy. I'm going to retire with my millions and live on a yacht the rest of my life.
Now, do you think a big name college would want him? Because he's not Harbaugh when he went to Michigan.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He's going to get offers from, like, you know, first of all, he'll get every offer from FCS schools, every offer. But, like, first of all, he'll get offers for offensive coordinating positions, which you're obviously going to take that before you become a head coach of Ball State.
Think Cliff Kingsbury.
There's a lot of schools that are still looking for head coaches, but I mean, he would have to take it. It would have to be bad. I just don't think they're going to fire him this year. They could, but I think it's a Tua problem. But like, I also can't see the Dolphins benching Tua, I guess, and going to Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is not going to be any better. I think they should. You know what they should do, Nate? You want to hear something crazy?
Let's hear it.
Trade for Sussy Russie.
You want to hear? Okay, it's interesting. I don't think they're going to give up Tua because Tua was a first-round pick. Well, Nicholas says Kentucky going to need one next year. I'll take them. I'll ask. So the Dolphins' bye week is week 12. Let's set that as the over/under for his firing if he is fired. What? Is he fired at least during the bye week in week 12? Over/under, or right at it?
I think that's that's a perfect bye week that you'd fire a coach at.
So week 12. It's not like
what does their record have to be? You have to be
out of the playoffs. Like they're not going to make it. Yeah, like if they get okay, so their stretch before that bye week versus Baltimore, versus Buffalo, versus Washington, all home games. If they like get obliterated in all those, and then they lose per se, their other games are against the Jets, Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons. They could hypothetically go on a little stretch there and win 5 in a row if Tua becomes good like he can be. But then the Chargers also look really good, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I'm going to set the over-under at week 12. I think that's the perfect like bye week to fire a head coach. It's one of the last bye weeks if the Dolphins are out of it. Start the tank process, I guess, and try to get the next QB. But like I'm not out on Tua, but it needs to get better. Like he's kind of becoming that Trevor Lawrence type where it's like, it's getting time. It's like, let's get it going. Yeah. And unlike Trevor Lawrence, Tua's problem has been the concussions. Mm-hmm. It's been the injuries. Trevor Lawrence so far this year, you know what? Do you have anything else to add before, like we can segue to the Jaguars since I just brought up Trevor Lawrence. Oh, Danny's frozen again. Nicholas is making some money. But I'm going to segue here while Danny's froze. I want to look at the Jaguars Texans really quick. So the Jaguars are now 2-1, and Trevor Lawrence has looked pretty solid. He did have an interception, but threw 222 yards. Only was sacked twice. The thing about this, he needs to improve on. Oh, you're back. Okay. Did you have any other final thoughts? Because I was about to segue into the Jaguars since I brought them up.
Dolphins for Sussy Russie. Dig.
Okay, so as I was saying about the Jaguars Texans, the Jaguars are a surprising 2-1. They hit Trevor Lawrence found Brian Thomas in the final few minutes to go all the way down, and then they brought it in the end zone with Travis Etienne Jr. Trevor Lawrence did not have a touchdown pass, did have the pick, went 20 of 42, 22, 2 sacks. His QBR was only 29.5. It was a very sloppy game, but like they came through when it mattered the most. They win 17-10. The Jaguars have been a very surprising 2-1 squad. I mean, they beat the Panthers. They lost to the Bengals 31-27. That was with Joe Burrow about during a good majority of that game, but then they just beat the Texans 17-10. But I think the bigger story here, Danny, is the Texans and how bad they are right now. They are 0-3. Nicholas says both of those teams are beyond mid. I don't think the Jaguars are going to go anywhere. It's just a surprising factory, but the Texans being 0-3 is kind of surprising. Like Nico Collins had a great game, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown. 50 yards was his long. He also did have a fumble though. But CJ Stroud last year, Danny, people were saying this guy was in MVP talks, and it's now year 3. CJ Stroud just looks very mid.
He sucks.
He's average.
Yeah, you're right. People were putting CJ Stroud in top 5 conversations, saying that it was like Mahomes is going to pass the torch to this guy. Yeah, he lit it up. You can't deny that. You can't say, oh, he didn't light it up. But you got to give him another. You got to give him another year. You got to give him like Nate. CJ Stroud like sucks. Sorry, he sucks. He needs to use his legs more. He needs to be more mobile, which he was at Ohio State. He was his first year in the NFL, and he stopped running, which has made him worse, I think. Nick Chubb's been a pleasant-ish surprise, I think, for Houston. But you got to feel bad for CJ Stroud and Nico Collins, or not CJ Stroud, Nico Collins. First of all, it's Nico Collins and no one else on this team. Like they're wide receiver 2. They don't have one because Tank Dell was obviously, out. And I mean, CJ stinks. There's no, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence is much better. Nate, who do you want? I think I take CJ Stroud.
Yeah, of course.
But like, is the Trevor Lawrence experience? Are we done? Are we done with Trevor Lawrence?
No, this is his last year being like this. I
thought about this. Like Trevor Lawrence has been in the league for longer than you. Like I didn't know he's been in the league already for 4 years now.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy.
Like I for some reason I'm like, oh yeah, Trevor Lawrence he's only had like a year in the league. Like he'll develop. It's been 4 years now, Nate. It's been 4 years for Trevor Lawrence, and he still sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah.
You know what needs to happen? And I'm sorry, this is gonna sound like, oh, come on. He needs to cut the damn hair. He needs to cut the damn hair, right? You're not good enough to have like a thing, right? Good players have like a thing. Like Ken Griffey could wear his hat backwards in like an era where that was like, oh, you don't wear your hat backwards. Like he can't. Caleb Williams, like, paints his nails. He wasn't in college. He was good enough to paint his nails. Now he's not good enough to paint his nails. Trevor Lawrence needs to cut the hair. You can't have a thing. Like I'm trying to think. Who has like a thing that's like a dog? Like LeBron. LeBron could wear a headband. That was his thing for a while, right? Because you're good. You can have a thing. Paul Skeens had the mustache. Like that was his thing, right? And like Trevor Lawrence wants the hair to be his thing. It's his thing, but like you got to lock in, Trevor. You got to lock in. And like there's no way you could be like, you know what, Jags fans, like I'm locked in, buzz cut, and be like I'm dialed in. Like I don't care. I'm here for the Jaguars fans. Duval, baby, let's go. Cut the damn hair, Trevor. You got to lock in. I'm done with them.
I'll say this about Lawrence. They can't get rid of him right now because he's under this big contract.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too. They have to ride out with him this year. Like Liam Cohen, their new head coach, the Duval guy, he has them at 2-1, pretty solid start.
Great quarterback to us.
And I think this
Baker Mayfield's the Baker Mayfield he is now in Tampa.
And here's the thing. This needs to be the breakthrough season for Trevor Lawrence. Last time we saw him, like really, I would say the best of his career was when they beat the Chargers in that playoff game, if I'm not mistaken, where the Chargers blew that lead. But whenever I look at this, Trevor Lawrence, like the rest of the QB room is basically Nick Mullins and Seth Hennigan. That's who it is. So Trevor Lawrence has to be good enough to make it go through. And I agree with what Nicholas is saying. Drake, I'm a big Drake May guy.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
But Trevor Lawrence, he's a first overall pick. He was really good in college. Like the whole thing was he never lost.
Yes.
He never lost before the NFL. Like this guy was just a winner.
Correct.
Here's the thing I want to say about the Jaguars too. I'm looking at their roster really quick. I'm just curious here. Wide receiver wise, Dyami Brown, Travis Hunter, Tim Patrick, Brian Thomas Jr. I personally haven't been watching the most Jaguars games. Okay.
I've watched a majority of the Jags games.
Are they actually like Travis Hunter has 76 yards only? He has their fifth most Brenton Strange is their leading receiver.
Oh, Nate. Travis Hunter plays almost all the snaps.
Has he been playing majority defense?
No. He plays a lot of offense. Now he's the wide receiver too.
I would love the Jaguars to incorporate him a little bit more because right now he's at 10
incorporate
receptions.
Someone that's not open.
That's the thing. These receivers need to get open for Trevor Lawrence.
Travis Hunter, I said this. I said it on our show. I might have even said it back on our radio show back at IUP. Travis Hunter's a way better cornerback than he is a wide receiver. And in the NFL, he's barely a good cornerback.
Yeah.
So that makes him an wide receiver. I'm high on Travis Hunter, but I'm also not high at all on Travis. It may be a really weird thing to hear and say, but I think he's a really good athlete. He's a good talent. He's one of a kind. We've never seen something like him before, but he's not good enough at either position to be like if he never played cornerback, he's not getting drafted in the first round. If he never played receiver, he's not getting drafted in the first round. Like if he had to pick one, which he's a better corner in college, he was easily a better corner. I think there's a reality where like he's a third round pick. Yeah. And you can sue me, you can put me on the chopping block for that. But look what's going on in the NFL. Targeted twice, one catch, 21 yards. He's good. He's not good enough to do this in the NFL. Pick
one.
I think Travis Hunter is eventually gonna be a corner.
I'll say this right now.
Exactly. Like he can't. Jamar Chase would laugh. Travis Hunter is never gonna be a cornerback one where you say, all right, boys, listen, 2-minute drill. We're going up against the Vikings. It's Travis Hunter and JJ. Let's go. Like we're confident. I would be like, there's no reality. I said this and I was like, we'll see how it works in the NFL. It's been 3 weeks and like, he's a fine. I'll say this. He's a fine route runner under 10 yards. After that, it's like, what's going on here? But I don't know.
I'll add this before we move on about Travis Hunter. Because I want to try to get through some of these quicker games. Sure. No one will ever be able to do what Shohei Ohtani has done.
I was going to relate it to this. Go. Yes, I love that.
And the Pirates just allowed the Reds to tie it in the bottom of the ninth. Saw that coming.
Yeah, the noises behind me.
So I think whenever no one will be able to do or replicate what Shohei Ohtani is doing. So I really think Travis Hunter does need to focus on one. I'm going to turn this game off because now I'm going to be mad. But yeah, whenever I look at this, good for the Jaguars being 2-1. They desperately need to improve. They need to incorporate Travis Hunter more so, get him some more catches, get open more. Brian Thomas, I do want to see a lot more out of because he's one of my fantasy guys, and like they're not putting up the numbers on offense to be happy with them. But moving on, let's cover a few games really quick. I know we did talk Steelers Patriots in our recap. Let's rapid fire that one. Patriots turn over the ball 5 times. Steelers win it only by 7. We said it best. It doesn't feel like a great win for the Steelers, but we'll take it. The big story, though, Drake May still looks solid, in my opinion. 268, 2 touchdowns. I had the pick in the end zone. Another story was the fumbles. But like I said, Patriots had 5 turnovers. Stevenson had 2 fumbles. Antonio Gibson had a fumble. Drake May had the pick. Not a good game for the turnovers for the Patriots. Anything else to add there?
No, I think you hit it on the head.
Let's do this one really quick. Vikings Bengals. Man, the Bengals desperately need Joe Burrow. I think they're cooked.
What do I say? Pick of the week. Vikings -3. Free as air. The Bengals are done. I mean, I hate the Bengals, Nate. I feel bad.
We all do.
I feel bad, man, for the career of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Do you think that Burrow gets to a point, man. It gets to a point where it's like, what are we doing anymore with Burrow? When he is healthy, he's undoubtedly a top 4 quarterback in the NFL. It's the drop off from 4 to 5. It's a big drop off. Now, if your quarterback can only play every other season of football, that's not a guy you want, right? It's just not. So I feel bad for a guy like Chase Brown, who was supposed to have an incredible year this year. Chase Brown can only be Chase Brown when you can run the football. When you're down 48-10, Nate, you can't run the football. I don't know if you knew that, but you can't run the football when you're down 3 scores. When you have the worst defense in the NFL mixed with a backup quarterback who doesn't know his ABCs. It's like, what, you can't have it. And then you have the best receiver in the NFL, Jamar Chase. Someone has to throw him the football, Nate.
You also paid T. Higgins big bucks, and he had 1 catch for 15 yards.
I mean, the Bengals are a dumpster fire. They're 2-1, and Nicholas said their line is so bad as well. There's nothing good about this team besides their receiving core, which is top heavy, right?
Yeah.
It's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and then a big drop down. Yeah. Now,
before we move on, Nicholas also brings up Addison when McCarthy comes back is going to be so good. Just wait. My thing about JJ, here's the thing about here's the thing about this. I want to believe in JJ McCarthy, as Nicholas probably heard many times. I like Michigan. I'm a big JJ McCarthy guy. I don't know if he's going to have like the first 2 games haven't looked that good. I mean, he's still a rookie. He has not played before in the NFL. It's his first healthy year. But here's the thing too. Carson Wentz is now the QB. There's a world where Carson Wentz probably could have been the starter. Like Carson Wentz could have started over JJ McCarthy to get him ready or to make sure he is good to go. But yeah, there was a reason I picked this one after, because this, of course, we'll talk in the preview, Steelers, Vikings, and Ireland on Sunday. So it's going to be a good matchup. Steelers defense had a good week. The Vikings offense and defense had a really good week. Isaiah Rodgers, great stuff from him. He had a couple big defensive plays. Nicholas says, hot take, part of me doesn't feel bad for the Bengals because Burrow and Jamar and Higgins are so greedy. They take all the money and leave nothing for the rest of the team. How do you think Trey Hendrickson feels? He got a 1-year deal because they can't pay for him. Look at Mahomes. He doesn't take all the money, and he has a really good defense, and he wins Super Bowls. Is that the difference maker, Danny? It could be.
Yeah, I mean, you looked at Tom Brady. Tom Brady would do this. I made a TikTok about, guys who are greedy now in the NFL, but Mahomes did take a lot of money. Mahomes is the highest played player in the NFL for a while, and then he's not anymore but Mahomes did take a pay cut as well. Nate, you can't compare anyone to Patrick Mahomes. Like Josh Allen has been a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes for 2 years now. I don't think that's really anything crazy to say. Mahomes is still a better quarterback than Josh Allen. And that sounds weird for me to say off my tongue. Josh Allen has been a better quarterback for 2 years, but Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Really weird to say. It's true, though. And you can't compare someone to Mahomes. You can't. It's like you could never compare Rodgers to Brady. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, like he's like the best, but he's not Tom Brady. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You ready to move on, though?
Yes.
Let's go to Buccaneers Jets really quick. Baker Mayfield.
Bucks Jets, Nate. What a game. This was
$300
$300.
for him.
$300. How about that? Another crazy ending this game. Baker money Mayfield. 21 points in the fourth quarter for the Jets. Tyrod Taylor agenda. My roommate Evan told me, he said that before the season, he said, I would rather have Tyrod Taylor as my quarterback over Justin Fields. And I laughed in his face. And I told him, I said, I'll give you $20 if you can go around Syracuse and you find one person that agrees with you. I told him that to his face.
Okay.
And Tyrod Taylor played good. Tyrod Taylor played better than Justin Fields this game. But that's hindsight, because you don't know if Justin Fields would have done the same thing. So I still don't think that Tyrod Taylor's a better quarterback than Justin Fields by any margin, by the way.
Nicholas says the Ibuka stocks are going
the Ibuka
up.
stock is so up. But Mbuka's stock is going to plummet when Chris Godwin comes back, because there's no reality where Emeka Mbuka is a better wide receiver than Mike Evans or Chris Godwin.
Well, didn't Mike Evans get hurt?
We don't know the extent of the injury.
Well, if he's out for a bit and when Godwin comes back.
Sure, but
you have 3 really good wide receivers when healthy.
Yeah.
I really like Ibuka. That's it. The Bucks are, you know what, Danny? I might buy in with the Bucks being a dark horse to win it. Like, if they can click and this defense can be good and as good as it has been, especially the special teams too.
Yeah.
They could be nasty. They've shown the Eagles they can beat them in the playoffs. And they'll be the home team if the Eagles somehow don't win their division, which they definitely will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I have on this one. The Bucks have a 3-0 start. I think they're one of the best looking teams in the league. I mean, they haven't played the best teams. Let's just get that off our chest. The Falcons, Texans, and Jets. Sure. They have the Eagles this week. That might be game of the week, 1:00 on Fox.
Yeah.
Seahawks have looked really good, and the 49ers. And he also brings up Bucky is slept on too. So Saul, yeah, he is awesome. He came on at the end of second half last year. Bucky Irving's Bucky Irving. There's nothing else to add there. But man, that's all I have on the Bucks. Anything else to add on this one?
No, I mean, this is another great game. Baker Mayfield is him. He's him, Nate. I mean,
yeah.
I'm ready to put Baker in some top categories. I'm ready. I'm there. Hi.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Browns fans, but Baker Mayfield has unlocked with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Moving on, though, I want to talk about a team that's been a very surprising team, and I brought this up in our Steelers one a little bit. Daniel Jones is having the Sam Darnold-esque season we saw last year so far.
Who said that? I swear I said that same thing right in the season. I said Daniel Jones is going to be your 2025 Sam Darnold. I said that.
Yep.
That was me. I said that.
Hey, leaving the city of New York does wonders for quarterbacks. Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones.
Shout out Saquon.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Daniel Jones, 18 to 25, 228, 9.1 per throw, 1 touchdown, no picks, sacked no times. QBR of 94.1, a rating of 113.4. I don't even think he's the best. He's not the best player on this team. Jonathan Taylor is balling right now, Danny.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is looking like he might be in the running if he stays healthy for Offensive Player of the Year right now. He looks amazing. So far this season, 60 carries, 338 yards, both of those ranked first. He has 3 touchdowns, tied for third through 3 games, and he averages 5.6 a carry. Maybe get that up a little bit, but man, this Jonathan Taylor, this rushing game looks great. He had 102 yards against the Tennessee Titans. Now, let's think it is the Tennessee Titans. And let's look at who the Colts have played really quick. The Dolphins, we thought they'd be better, but they whooped them 33-8. Then they beat the Broncos. But here's the thing about that game.
Very good team.
If the Broncos don't do that leverage call, the Broncos win.
Broncos should have won that game.
But they did, so the Colts win. That was another great game.
No doubt about it.
Then they whooped
fake 3-0, by the way. Fake 3-0.
So they now have the Rams, and it brings up in the chat, Opoi versus Opoi, Taylor versus Puka this week. That is good. Jonathan Taylor, man, he's having he's trying to be the next Saquon. Are we finally witnessing, and I know we've seen good out of Jonathan Taylor before, but are we witnessing finally the season of Jonathan Taylor? And I hope we are, because this guy is fun to root for.
Yeah, I think we are, for sure.
So how good do we think okay, I'll ask you this question too. How long does this Daniel Jones surge last? Is this
1 year?
You think this is 1 year?
Oh, it's 1 year thing. It's a Sam Darnold.
Do you think he's gonna get paid like Sam Darnold? Then he'll do whatever he does.
I do. I think so.
So let me ask you this.
Still kind of young.
How real is this Colts team?
Which say? Sorry, I have screaming in the background. I'm so sorry.
How real is this Colts team?
It's the same thing as the Vikings were last year, Nate. It's the same thing.
What do you say?
It's the same thing as the Vikings were last year.
Yeah. So you think the Vikings they'll be really good and then lose in the playoffs?
Yes.
So yeah, because the Colts are also in a horrible division because the Texans have looked awful. But yeah, that's kind of what the Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, amazing. Any final thoughts on what you like, Cam Ward, what you've seen so far from the Titans?
No.
They're 0-3, nothing.
No.
Tony Pollard looks like Tony Pollard. He might be their best piece. Bad. Let's see here. Another great game. Eagles-Rams, won on a blocked field goal. The Eagles have been a team to beat this Los Angeles Rams squad. This was a rematch of the playoffs last year. The Rams almost came back and won it in Philly. Of course, they did not. Final score 33-26. It's won on the blocked field goal attempt. The Rams were about to walk it off, but they didn't. What's your thought? This Eagles team, Danny, I'll ask you this. They look really good. Also, Puka looks really good for the Rams as well. But, man, does this Eagles team, do they have what it takes to go back-to-back? Because I think they do.
Voodoo Magic. The Rams had them dead to rights. They had them dead to rights. And Jalen Hurts proved why he's a dog, Nate. And there was the agenda going around that Jalen Hurts can't throw a football around. If you believe that agenda, one, you haven't been watching football for the last three years. 4, you're a box score watcher. 5, you don't know ball. And 6, 7, I don't know. But Jalen Hurts is a dog. I like. They don't need to throw. What people don't understand is why do you need to throw the ball when I can pause? I can run it down your throat every single play and win a football game that way.
Pause. Don't.
Like, why? I don't need to throw it if I can do that. I don't need to throw it. And then when I need to throw it, yeah, you saw how fast the Eagles can be like, oh yeah, back. AJ Brown, short, bang, 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 bang. Like AJ Brown didn't sniff a ball until like the fourth quarter, and got 100 yards.
Then he pops off.
That's how fast the Eagles can just like lock in. They can change their offense in a split second. The best teams in the NFL do that. If a team like I don't know, what's like a super like mid team, like I like the.
Like you're looking for mid.
Let's honestly, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they can't do that. Like if their pass game doesn't work, they don't have a run game. If their run game doesn't work, which it doesn't, but let's say in some reality they had a decent run game, they can't rely on one side of the ball. The Eagles can do both. The Eagles cannot run the ball and win the game. The Eagles cannot throw the ball and win a game. That makes you the best team in the NFL easily. The Green Bay Packers can't do that. No other team in the National Football League can do that. I've never really seen a team that could, and the Eagles can, which is remarkable, and I love that. I mean, that's just, if I'm a Rams fan, the only thing I can do after that, I tip my cap. I say, you guys, I've never seen that before, where we're just dominating you so much, and then you flip the switch and you beat us.
Yeah, Nicholas brings up in the chat, Cardinals could be used.
Cardinals are frauds. Cardinals are, yeah.
So anything else to add there? Eagles, Rams. I think both teams are good, but I think
another crazy ending. Rams should have won if they don't block that field goal. But wow, that was another great game. I mean, the Rams could easily be. The Rams are easily, I think, a top 5 team right now in the NFL. I'm going Eagles, Packers, Rams. I'm putting the Bucks in there, and I'm putting the Chargers in there. That's my top 5.
Yeah. Moving on.
Chiefs aren't in my top 5. The Broncos aren't in my top 5, and I mean, yeah, it's kind of obvious, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bills are in my top 5.
Of course,
somewhere.
Moving on very quickly, let's cover Commanders, Raiders. The only thing really to talk about is the Jane Daniels situation. Hopefully he's okay. That's a huge loss. They win 41-24 though. Yeah. I still think the Raiders aren't going to be complete garbage, but they are bad. This Commanders team, though, they need to keep winning. They need to hope Marcus Mariota.
Sure, Nicholas, I forgot, but I hate the Ravens. But Nate, there's an agenda, but we have to get behind the agenda.
What's your agenda
for the Raiders? There's one man that can save the Las Vegas Raiders. Do you know who this man is?
No.
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett can save the Ravens.
Oh yeah,
back up to Geno, get Geno out of there, and all of a sudden, if Geno goes in there, you're a 2-loss team. The rest
Geno got 3 touchdowns, no picks this week.
Kenny will be the best. Yeah, I don't care. Put Kenny in. You lost. Put Kenny in. Kenny's the best ever.
Sure.
He's the best to ever touch a football field. He's I love Kenny. Dig. Put Kenny in. I'm so ready. I'm so on Geno Smith's like hate wave right now because I want Kenny in so bad. So watch. I mean, I've been hate watching the Raiders because the Raiders fans are gonna get pissed and then they're gonna be putting Kenny and it's gonna be awesome. He's gonna win every game.
Hopefully, I would love that for him. I don't really have much to add there. Just hopefully Jane Daniels will be fine. Hopefully he comes back soon because that's a big loss for the Commanders. And if they want a chance to beat the Eagles, they need Jane Daniels. They also need Terry McLaurin to get going. I need some more fantasy points out of him. Moving on to another quick one. Emily, if you have anything else to add?
Nothing.
Moving on to this quick one. Panthers blow out the Falcons 30-0. I have nothing else to add.
I don't.
That was a game. I was watching the Steeler game. I'm seeing that score come up. I was like, oh. The Falcons did release Younghoe Koo, and he goes to the Giants. So good for Koo. Hopefully he does good there. Moving on, we already did Jaguars, Texans. Let's do Chargers, Broncos. This Chargers team also looks pretty fun, and they beat the Broncos. Broncos are surprising 1-2.
All right, let me revisit my top 5 because I forgot the Ravens and the Bills. So it's Eagles, Ravens, Bills, and then Packers. And now I got to pick between Chargers and the Bucks and the Rams. I'm putting the Rams in there. Sorry.
Is this your top 5?
Yeah, my top 5 teams.
Okay. Whenever I'm looking at this Chargers team, man, I think they're going to be nuts. And it sucks. Your guy Najee Harris got hurt. He's out for the season now. You have anything to say to Najee?
Nope.
Any words of wisdom? So yeah, he tore his Achilles. Not good. Nicholas says Madison Beer has done something to Herbert.
Now, I will not comment on the Najee Harris situation because I would like. Yep, that's all I'm going to say.
Well, Nicholas says Madison Beer has done something to Herbert.
Yeah, he's the best ever.
Yeah. So
Jake Herbert.
did you pick the Broncos to win this division, right?
No, I said Chiefs.
I thought you picked Broncos.
No.
I thought that was your hot take.
Nope. No, my hot take was the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
Well, I know a lot of people actually had the Broncos winning this.
Yeah,
division.
they're idiots. I thought they're a third place team. Sorry.
So you think do you think the Chargers have a chance to beat the Chargers already beat the Chiefs once? Do you think they can win this division and make some chaos?
No. I think the Chiefs are winning this division easily. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Okay.
I do not care. The Chargers are 3-0. I don't care.
That is fair.
Don't
So
care.
the Chargers won this game 23-20. Amari and Hampton had a pretty solid game, 19 for 70. Need to see his yards per get a little higher. He's at 3.7.
Yes,
so,
I agree.
had a touchdown. Quentin Johnson had a solid game, 6 for 89. Ladd McConkey has kind of been quiet. He had a 4 for 41 this week, averaged 10.3 per catch. For the Broncos, Cortland Sutton had a great game, 6 receptions, 8 targets, 118 yards. As Nicholas says, Amarian season is about to go crazy. I'm pretty sure I picked him as my rookie of the year for offense. I'm really high on Hampton, and I drafted him in my one fantasy league. So he's going to have to step up because James Conner just got hurt for the season, and that sucks. Moving on, do you have anything else to add there before let's go to the Cardinals, I guess?
Nope, do not.
Moving on, since I brought up James Conner, the Cardinals lose James Conner. He's out for the season as well for one injured running back to the next. Cardinals lose 16-15 to the now 3-0 San Francisco 49ers. The Niners win with Mac Jones in. He's going to be their QB for a while. Since Brock Purdy's out.
Yeah.
Hey, the thing about the Niners last year is all the injuries hurt them. That's a good start this time, getting 1-0 with Mac Jones. So what do you think about this Niners squad?
I think they're doing what they can. They got an easy schedule with Mac Jones till Brock Purdy gets back. But Nate, Mac Jones winning football games is not good for the allegations. The Brock Purdy system quarterback allegations bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, Mac Jones 284 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The Cardinals, they're 2-1. This was their first loss. Bleh. I don't know what to think about them, and them losing James Conner is bad. Trey Benson's going to be their guy. Hopefully Benson can replicate what James Conner can do because James Conner can be very reliable. Sadly, though, James Conner is just very injury prone, which it sucks to see because I'm a big James Conner guy. I mean, we got to see him at Pitt for multiple years. But yeah, this Cardinals team has some interesting things coming up. They have Marvin Harrison still
dropping footballs. He drops the easiest football I've ever seen. I think that one catch, I think I catch that football. I'm not kidding. Like I know you say that a lot. I've never seen someone like this and then drop the football. I mean, I've done it. I think I catch that. I think I catch that football 8 out of 10 times. I'm not kidding. That's like me hand on Bible. I catch that football 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah, 3 out of 6 on his targets, 44 yards, 14.7. But like you said, the drops, long of 32. The Cardinals only lost by 1 though, so like the Niners weren't really able to do much with Mac Jones, but they did just enough to get in like field goal range and all that fun stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, this Niners team is interesting. Hopefully they get Purdy back to see what can happen. Moving on to any other games I missed here. Let's see here. Oh, Seahawks Saints. I don't have much to add. I guess
I literally don't even want to. I don't even want to talk about.
Can I say one thing about this?
Go for it.
Only thing I can think of is I mean the Seahawks blew this team out, but like the Seahawks might be better than what we thought because they played good foot. They only lost by 4 to the 49ers, 17-13. They beat the Steelers handily in Pittsburgh, 31-17, and then they whooped the Saints on all assets of the football, special teams, defense, offense. I mean the Saints just suck, but they whooped a professional football team 44-13.
Yeah.
They also have the Bucks and Jaguars Texans coming up. I guess that's the Bucks is going to be a good game for them. But yeah, I'm curious about what the Seahawks can do. Like, do you think this is just one of those, like, are they better than what people think things? Or is this like they're going to fall off a cliff? Because like Nicholas says, Jackson Smith and Jigba 5 for 96. He's having a great start this year. Dark horse player of the year. He could be an Opoy candidate. But what do you think about the Seahawks squad?
I think they're good. I think they're decent. I think Sam Darnold's mid. I wish they had a better quarterback, a more fun quarterback. Oh wait, you have one on the bench named Jalen Milroe.
He was hurt. I remember in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh he was out. So
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, like I don't care about this game at all. You're playing the Saints. Like nothing matters when you play the Saints. The Saints are the worst. Saints are the Rockies of football.
Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck is that QB room.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm over the Saints. They're not worth words from my mouth.
I remember a few years ago where they were like last in cap space. Everyone's like, they are going to suck, and they are living up to those expectations. Moving on to the guy who's I put on the thumbnail, your favorite player, Caleb Williams, had the best game of his career. Caleb Williams and the Bears would beat the Cowboys 31-14. He was doing flea flickers. He was hitting guys deep downfield. 19 of 28, 298, 4 touchdowns, an 86.7 QBR, 142.6 rating. He's honestly one of my final whistle MVPs of the week. I'm sorry, Danny.
Man, what a bad take. Caleb Williams didn't do jack diddly squat.
Did you watch the game?
I watched the whole game. Caleb Williams did the bare minimum. The Cowboys defense looked like the Boys and Girls Club out there on defense, Nate. I mean, like literally, the guys were in the end zone like, Caleb, please throw me the ball. I'm right here, Caleb. And then he'd be like, oh, there you like he's not a good quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not a good quarterback.
You are the resident Caleb Williams hater.
He sucks. He's not good at football. He's not a good quarterback. 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 He's not good. He's terrible, Nate. MVP? No.
I knew you would love not of the season of the week.
Saying I know, but of the week, no.
I knew you would love me putting him on the thumbnail. That's why I did it.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I mean, no, you're the worst. I hate you.
Listen, you have to admit he had a good game. The Bears beat the Cowboys.
Tucker had 145 yards, 3 touchdowns on 8 catches. I mean, Caleb Williams is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I hate the guy. Caleb Williams. Nicholas, you're a sicko. Like you're a sicko. I would take Trevor Lawrence. I would take Trevor Lawrence if like on 0 hours of sleep over Caleb Williams. He sucks at football. He wants to be Mahomes so bad. He's not.
Let me ask you one. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You're taking Caleb Williams that we just saw.
Yep.
This week.
Which is nothing new.
Or Steelers Mitchell Trubisky.
I'm taking Mitch.
Okay, it's a little bit too far. Now the bit's going a little bit too far. But yeah, this Cowboys team looks
not ridiculous. It's literally not ridiculous when you're playing the Boys and Girls Club, Nate.
Hey, this was your big pick, this Cowboys team, by the way.
Yeah, they suck. Okay, they don't have CD. It's not my fault. They have CD. It's a different game.
Hey, okay. George Pickens is going to be wide receiver 1.
George Pickens has not had a good year so far.
Do you see him banging his helmet? Nicholas says, come on, man, stop.
Caleb Williams sucks. I don't care.
Yeah, you have anything else to add about this? I saw Tom Brady was talking about George Pickens banging his helmet. That was pretty crazy. Moving on. Let's see here what we can find. Moving on. Going down the list. We already talked, I guess, Chiefs-Giants. This was a boring Sunday night football game, man.
I honestly don't think we should talk about them. I guess Cam Scadaboo is the running back 1.
Russ is already benched.
Yeah, but we can talk about that. Sussy Rossi's benched. He should be a Dolphin or he should be a Saint.
Ooh.
I like either of those two.
They don't need him. They have Jameis Winston on the bench too.
I agree. So trade him. Trade Russie. I don't have anything to say about the Chiefs in this game. Like they did what they were supposed to do. The Giants looked bad. Jackson Dart's going to turn their offense around, I do think.
The Chiefs have the Ravens next week. The Ravens gauntlet of a schedule is going to continue. This Chiefs team's going to get it turned around. Mahomes had a pretty solid game.
Yeah. Excited
to see Jackson Dart though.
Yeah.
See what he can do.
Is this our last game here?
Lions Ravens
last game. This is a great game. We talked about it today. Lamar Jackson now has the best QBR in NFL history. Right now, he's the best quarterback QBR in NFL history. So these allegations that Lamar Jackson is can't throw the football good are not true anymore, Nate. And how do I think about the Henry fumbles? Worried or he'll be okay? You know what I'm worried for? I'm worried for the poor DB that has to defend Derrick Henry next week, running down. The guy's gonna evaporate. Like that's what I feel bad for. Derrick Henry's fine. He's so fine. Like, he is beyond fine. I saw someone, some analyst that was talking with Stephen Smith was like, I would not trust Derrick Henry anymore. Shut up. Like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up.
Hey, welcome to Sports Talk. It's
Mark,
all about hot takes and
Mark
clicks.
Andrews, 6 catches for 91 yards. He had a monster game. The Ravens, man, they just don't have a receiving core at all, and Lamar makes it work, which is awesome, I think. I hate the Ravens. Now, on the Lions side, they played perfect. They played perfect football. That is how you beat the Baltimore Ravens. That right there. You just put up 35 points every game if you want to beat the Baltimore Ravens. This is probably one of the best. This is probably the second, third best team in the NFL right now, the Ravens. I don't care that the Lions won. I'm not putting the Lions in my top 5. They had a great win. They played perfect. You have to play perfect to beat the Ravens. They played perfect. Done.
How about David Montgomery, man?
Monster game. I mean, he broke that. Like, looking at his stat sheet, he broke 2 big runs. Like, I think Gibbs still had the better rushing day.
72-yard long for Montgomery.
Yeah, he had a few very nice runs and 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra had a great game. Like, I mean, they played perfect. They played perfect football. Done.
Yeah, I'll add this about the Ravens. What makes me the most mad is Mark Andrews waited until he was on my fantasy football bench to perform. They actually used him this week, and I actually started Tucker Kraft over him this week because Tucker Kraft's been better, but then this happens. 6 for 91, 2 touchdowns, of course. You're welcome, Ravens fans, because he was on my bench. Can I ask you this question?
Talk to me.
Are the Ravens the best 1-2 team in football, like in football history, man? Like, this roster should not be 1-2, but look at this gauntlet they've ran through. Bills, Browns suck.
Yeah.
Lions. Next week, the Chiefs. The week after that, I guess the Texans if they get better. The Rams after that. The Bears after that. That's a pretty solid first 7 weeks. And then the schedule, of course, gets easier at the end. But, man, this Ravens team having to play 3 Super Bowl contenders in the first 4 weeks is really good test for them. Right now they're 1-2. They lost by 1 to the Buffalo Bills. They lost by 8 to the Detroit Lions. But, like, what else are you going to do? Like, I don't know what else to say about the Ravens. I guess the defense is being tested. The defense also last year had concerns in the first half, but then they became better. They were really good in the second half. We're kind of seeing that now, but like, what else can Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry? I mean, the fumbles as well. Nicholas brought up, and a lot of people are bringing up the fumbles, but I mean, it's Derrick Henry. He's still going to produce touchdowns. Zay Flowers has looked solid. Mark Andrews looks solid. Rashad Bateman's looked pretty good for Rashad Bateman. Justice Hill. They have – and Lamar Jackson's also running back 2 or running back 1 at times. So Lamar is an MVP candidate every year. Lamar Jackson, I hate to say it, he's just talented. We're Steelers fans, but like we have to admit. Yes. But, man, are the Ravens the best 1-2 team in football history? Like this, why would the league schedule makers, did they do this on purpose to get their gauntlet out of the way and then just let them get hot going into the playoffs? Because they schedule, like I said, the Bills, Lions, and Chiefs within 4 weeks to start the year. Like,
sure.
Why are they getting these games out of the way? Why didn't we schedule these games at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Why are we not getting Bills, Ravens 4 weeks before the playoffs? Why are we not getting, per se, Lions, Ravens is okay around now. But why aren't we getting Chiefs, Ravens instead of week 4 and like week 15 or 16 when the teams are getting ready to play each other again in the postseason? When we made this schedule, why did we make it like this? Because we're getting rid of all these great games early, and it sucks.
It does. I don't know.
Nicholas brings up the 0-3 Bengals last year, low-key complete roster with horrific record. But yeah, I agree with that one. Besides the defense, that offense should not have been 0-3.
I agree.
Like that Bengals team, like my hot take last year, if the Bengals would have snuck into the playoffs, Joe Burrow is my MVP.
Yep.
Because Joe Burrow had the best stats amongst basically every quarterback. He was really good last year, and he probably could have been the MVP anyway. Like, my thing about MVP in the National Football League, I understand the playoffs matter, but, like, Joe Burrow did his best to get that team into the playoffs with that record, and he almost did pull it off. Like, if he would have won it not making the playoffs, I would not have been mad if Joe Burrow won it.
Sure.
I know a lot of people would have been mad, but, like, the AFC North, man, they go through these gauntlets really early, and I'm hoping the Steelers can get some wins, but we'll talk about that later. But, yeah. I think that's all the games. I think we covered them all.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, Nate.
Yeah, that was a good episode. So what's the plan for the rest of the week?
Try and get a predictions episode out next week, but or on Friday.
Yeah.
I should have some time, but yeah, that'll do it for today.
Are you going to be joining me for the preview, Steelers preview on First Down?
I would like to.
Okay, I'm going to record it probably tomorrow.
Okay, I'll try to. Yeah.
Let me know when you're free. But yeah, we'll figure that out.
Sounds good. All right, everyone. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Let's have a good week.
Let's do it.
Yep.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.